Welcome, students, to week one of oral communications. Classes begin tomorrow, Monday, May 6th. We have an 8-week learning adventure ahead of us with lots of reading, lots of discussion boards, 3 speeches by you as the students, and hopefully I'll provide you some good insights that will inspire and motivate and encourage you to learn more so that you will be able to more effectively communicate to others. Oral communications, real important. Our society, our culture, our world is based on communicating in various forms, written, verbal, sign language, and other formats. But it all revolves around communication. So in week one now, just to review what your assignments are for this week, you need to read chapters 1 through 4. And I would encourage you to get that done as early as possible in the week because that will help you as you formulate your comments for the 3 discussion boards that you need to post to. 3 discussion boards. Let's see here. Let me review my notes. And notes are helpful when you're communicating. What is public speaking? Ethics of public speaking. And the importance of listening. As you comment on that, please refer to your reading. Please use that as a resource for you. And as the text points out, many of you may wonder, what is public speaking? The textbook refers to public speaking as a person delivers a presentation to a group that listens, generally without interrupting the speaker's flow of ideals. Now, we in America know that, and anybody that's been watching TV or news or any other segments throughout the world, that no longer do public speaking engagements mean that the public speaker is not interrupted, whether that be in church or whether that be in a political forum or whether that be in Congress or the Senate. We see people being interrupted all the time, and whether that be simply at city council meetings. And that's just part of the nature of where our society has gone from a cultural standpoint. And the only way we can change that is that we as public speakers need to focus on being more civil, more direct, being honest and accurate with our information, not trying to manipulate people, but trying to influence people. And that's a key component of speaking that the text may not cover in its entirety, but you need to be aware of that the goal of public speaking is not to manipulate people. At least that's not the goal it should be. The goal, especially for those of us who are Christians, should be to influence people and to help shape and educate and inform people, not to manipulate them to our way of thinking. Even though oftentimes that's what we think persuasive speaking is about. In reality, it's about influencing people to make a conscious choice to change their perspective or to agree with our perspective, not to force them to do it by using words and fear tactics and other things that some public speakers will often do to drive emotion, to drive people a certain way. So public speaking is very important and very vital in shaping our society and changing our society for the better if that's what we want to do. Many of you may be involved in rec leagues, churches, other organizations where as a leader you need to public speak. So hopefully this course will be helpful and provide you with some insights into key components and key things about yourself that you can improve upon that will make you a more effective communicator, a more effective public speaker. Ethics of public speaking. I really firmly think that we need to do things ethically and factually. You need to know your facts. You need to stick with the facts and not create facts. I've been involved in various things over many years where people have provided misinformation to the public or to others, and that information has been thought to be true and accurate. The only way to counter that is to stay the course and provide the fact-based information. That does not mean that people will automatically follow what you're saying. That does not mean that people will not believe those that have misled them. But the key component here is this is about your credibility. And at the end of the day, ethics in public speaking is about your credibility. Are you a credible speaker because you rely upon facts and truthful information to convey a message, whether that be to persuade, to influence, to inform, to educate, or just as a tribute to someone? Key component, being ethical. And if you use sources, make sure you give them credit. Not only in academic settings, but in the public sector, if you're quoting a source, whether it be the LA Times, ABC7, whether it be the Harvard Business Review, or whether it be somebody famous, whether it be a famous athlete, famous politician, whomever it may be, make sure you would give them proper credit for things that they have said. You might even go back in history and use historical information, whether it be from Thomas Jefferson or George Washington. Certainly make sure that if you're quoting them, that in your speaking you qualify and attribute that to them. And another component that's important in the communication process is learning to listen. As you will have seen after going through the 4 chapters, it talks about various communications models. I pretty much believe and follow the theory that the transactional model of communication is the most encompassing and provides the most insight into how communication flows from someone delivering the message, right now being me, being the sender, to someone receiving the message, being you, the students. Your feedback will tell me whether or not what I am sharing has made any sense and whether I have helped to inform you and educate you in your journey of learning here. The same is true when we are speaking in public. As much as we have a script, as we've outlined, we've created an introduction, we've created a body and a conclusion for what we're going to say, and we know what the purpose of what our speech is supposed to be. At the end of the day, if the audience does not receive it, does not hear it, does not effectively be able to understand what was said, then every word we said may be considered meaningless. And the only way we can improve upon our ability to speak to audiences is to actively engage in listening. One of the things I like to do before I speak in public, and actually this Tuesday night I'll be speaking during public comments at City of Fullerton Council meeting, is I like to be talking to people in advance that are present at meetings like that to get a sense for where they are, what they might want to hear on the topic, so that I can more carefully hone what I share and what I say, so that it will be listened to and it will be digested and thought about and then hopefully acted upon in a positive way. There are key components of being a better communicator. 1 is reading more. 2 is writing more. 3 is listening more. And then 4th is actually public speaking. The more you speak publicly, and it publicly just means in a gathering of any kind, any group of people, the more you will feel comfortable reading, writing, listening, and then communicating are key components that will serve you well as you become a better communicator. Now, through this class, there's a lot of work to be done. As I think I mentioned earlier in this clip, you'll have 3 speeches. You'll have a tribute speech, an informative speech, and a persuasive speech. You'll need to record those, hopefully in a horizontal format, much like this video here. And there'll be more about that later. So good luck in this first week. If you have questions, feel free to email me or call me. And I will look forward to dialoguing with you both in discussion boards and other ways as we continue forward. Thank you for joining on this learning journey. I hope you're having a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be when you're watching this, and let's learn together.